got one drive. Is that kind of one of those moments you always dreamed about when you started playing football?
Yeah, it's the ones that I love. In my entire life, I felt like I've been a guy that lives for those situations, and I think we learned a lot from those situations we had last year, and we worked on it all season. Tonight, you saw what happened. We went down there and scored when we needed to. So it's just a credit to our guys and just the toughness, the mental toughness it takes to go and execute during crunch time. And obviously, there were some things we needed to clean up, and we weren't great in certain scenarios. But when it was time to make plays, guys showed up and made plays. So it's a situation you can only dream about. And proud of the guys for going out and executing.
One of those guys was Jack Dash. I know he just got to start early in the week outside. So what can you kind of say about how he was?
Yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable. For his first game out there, he was awesome. Great feel. There was one down the sideline that I overthrew him by just maybe a foot, and I think he would have scored. So he did a great job tonight. Proud of him, the way he adjusted, and he's such a selfless guy. He'll play any position on the field, and that's what makes this team special, and that's what makes my love for this team so great. It's just the guys like that are willing to play whatever position just to help our team, and he's doing that.
Josh, you had the crazy bounce interception off the gate or fumble off of that. So I gathered everybody together. You had a couple of drops. How do you keep your composure, keep everybody locked in those moments?
Yeah, you just keep playing. I mean, you can't control what's already happened, and as a quarterback, everyone's looking at you to see how's he going to react. Or when we had a couple drops or miscommunications with running backs and putting the ball on the ground and just things like that. And, you just have to keep playing. You have to persevere, and you can't let that affect you. You have to flush it, and it's hard. But I think our guys did a good job flushing mistakes and continuing to fight and press and work. And I gathered everybody up and just told everyone to relax. I said, you can't do anything about it. Just relax, play our game. They can't stop us. We're stopping ourselves. So that was my speech to everybody.
Does it feel good to finally take a breather after this rigorous game?
I'm sorry?
Does it feel good to finally take a breather after this rigorous game? Does it feel good?
Yeah, no, it feels good to win the game. I mean, it's a good feeling to win, and obviously you'd rather learn a lot after a win than after a loss, and so we're sure thankful for the win. And God has been good to us, and we're going to continue to praise Him.
Josh, I asked Coach the same thing. Highlight two plays for me. The first touchdown to Savion in the corner, and also your deep ball in the first half that didn't lead to a touchdown but a field goal. The touch on the passes, beautiful. Can you just talk about those two plays?
It makes it easy when you got studs out there. All I have to do is put it in the air and we're going to go get it. Both of those plays, I just threw it up to Savion and said, he's out there, and he made a play on the ball. So when you got studs around you, they make you look good, and I'm sure thankful for them. And I get probably too much credit for some of that stuff. Those guys are making plays on the ball, and super thankful for the way they can go down the field and track it and make plays. So
let me ask you one other question, and that it just you have limited experience. You're young in your college career. Being on the West Coast, playing after midnight Dallas time, the limited number of plays. What feels unusual to you about being at Stanford tonight? Something that's kind of out of your realm.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange atmosphere. Like in the South, we're used to football is everything. So it was just a little bit different atmosphere, a little more laid back, relaxed, and the weather was awesome. I'd take this weather any day. I haven't felt this in August in a long time. So, but it was just a little bit of a different vibe. But the guys did a great job of not letting that affect the way that they got ready to play and the way they came out hot. We started really fast on offense, and so it was just kind of a different feel. But proud of our guys for not letting the external factors affect the way they showed up and played, and just continue to press on no matter what their surroundings were.
We'll go two more questions.
John, can you talk a little bit about, can we talk a little bit about the communication system and what that was like having that in your headset tonight?
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. We did a good job, I thought, breaking the huddle on time, and Coach Brawley did a good job of communication within the game and giving me some reminders every now and then about, hey, tell Savion to get on the ball or stuff like that, just to help with communication. And so it was really good. I think the process was really good for us, and there was maybe a time or two where it was kind of hard to hear, but I think that's just part of the crowd noise. Sometimes they have the music up both times, and so I think in some of the games where it's louder, you have to cover your ears and try to communicate that way. But I thought it went well, pretty smooth for the first time out.
This
the first half wasn't great, but what you kind of say about Cam Cook kind of just keeping the process going, kind of breaking out the second half?
Yeah, I told Cam just to continue trusting him up front. Those gaps they're gonna be there. And, sometimes we all have a tendency, early if something's not going well, or the holes aren't there exactly where you think they are, guys can kind of start trying to do too much. And so the thing I said to him was just continue to trust them, and it's gonna open up. They're gonna get it going up front, and they did. So props to Cam for continuing to press it and doing a good job of running the ball.
Thanks, Josh. We'll have a second player coming shortly.
Thanks, good luck.
Oh, thank you.
Go straight to questions for Johnny.
Johnny, new system. I guess this was your first evaluation. How you guys did tonight?
Thought we played hard, and I thought we played physical for sure. We got to clean up the penalties, though. I mean, we were giving a lot to their team, and we knew they like to do draw. They like certain things, and we're letting them do it. So we got to be a little bit more disciplined. But I'm really proud of the guys for how physical they played and how hard they played. And I don't think there's too many busts, which is critical for a new defense. We got to clean up the penalties and discipline stuff for sure.
What did you see on that first drive, which was very confusing? I mean, you guys did a great job of, making Stanford playoff schedule. There's a 10-yard loss, and the next thing you know, they're in the end zone.
I think it goes down to discipline. There's penalties. I mean, we're just laying people out when the ball's thrown out of bounds, stuff like that. I'm like, guys, what are we doing? Let's get off the field here. Giving them stuff. But hey, it happens in the first game. We got out with the win. I really liked how physical we played that first drive. Like we were, banging heads, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot dramatically. So we got to clean that up. But hey, we won. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. What did you think about Ashton Daniels? Obviously, he did break a couple runs against you guys. Can you maybe just talk about some of those plays and what needs to be cleaned up?
Yeah, I thought it was fast. I knew it was fast because when you turn on the film, you don't see many people, getting sacks on him, even though there's a lot of pressures. So he definitely knows how to work in the pocket, roll out. I know how to bust on a blitz, and I was so mad at myself. But hey, he's a competitor. He can run, he can roll, and wishing him the best. But we prepared for it. We got to focus more, obviously, because we're really ready for the draw. And then there's a couple of draws that we let him get loose. So definitely want to go over that more. But I think he's very good for what's to come in the Big 12. There's a lot of really athletic quarterbacks, so it's nice to start with an offense like that does pre-snap motion and runs a couple of tricky things that are different. And having a bell cow like him that can take hits and run. So.
How big were Marcel and Cooper for you guys tonight?
Marcel, Cooper, and Devin. I mean, it's like a little three-headed monster there. Marcel's picking up the plays, getting better each week, and we already know what he can do when he blitzes, right? And then Cooper and Devin, they're just maulers, strike snatch, hitting guards, doing the dirty work, and really, really fortunate they all came here, and they're really going to help out our defense.
Johnny, obviously some things to clean up, but 10 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. We've heard a lot about the chaos and the pressure this defense could bring. Did you feel like that was a big part of your success, especially in the second half?
Oh, for sure. We were definitely bringing pressure, but I think what it comes down to is just effort. We played hard. When you do the best you can, usually good things happen. So we played hard, we played physical, we shot ourselves in the foot a bunch, but hey, we did get a lot of pressure, a lot of TFLs, that sort of thing, and there's some stuff we can clean up, and if we can clean it up, we're going to be a pretty good defense. So.
From a mental standpoint, are you encouraged you guys were able to kind of overcome those mistakes and not get maybe upset like
Yes.
everything they did last year?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the guys for not folding. We came ready for a 60-minute fight, and we had to fight for the whole game. So there's times when it was looking bleak, and we were shooting ourselves in the foot, and they were up, and I just, felt on the sidelines. We were all like, hey, we got this. Let's just keep fighting, chipping away. Good things are going to happen when you play hard, and that's exactly what happened for us last year. I don't think we're going to come out here with a win.
Go to 2 more questions.
Johnny, this is an amalgamation of the new Big 12, also the ACC, Stanford. It's 2 a.m. in Fort Worth right now. Just now, we're about to hit 2 a.m. What was different tonight? How are you seeing the new landscape? What did you experience tonight that's unusual based on these new configurations?
I mean, I guess a Texas team wouldn't be coming to the West Coast very often, but this is, technically preseason, right? Like before conference play. But it definitely is going to help us in the long run because we're playing teams like Utah away, teams in different time zones. So, fortunately, our staff, our strength staff, and our coaches really handled the time change well. Like none of us were, dreary or anything anything like that. But college kids want to start acting like professionals. Change time zones and be able to play on skip of a beat. So it's definitely preparing us.
Johnny, in the past, the linebackers were kind of the communicators of the defense. Jamel Johnson was wearing a headset tonight. What did you think of him taking on that responsibility, and how did that work for you guys?
I thought he did great. I think it really helps when the secondary has it because it helps them clean up stuff in the coverage. You know what I mean? And the coverage is tough. You have a bunch of pushes, a bunch of X, Y, Z, and as a linebacker, like I said, the front, but I don't have to do coverage stuff. So you have the defensive coordinator here who has an aerial view, you can help them. But he did a tremendous job. Not only did he do a job of communicating, but that's his first game. He's a redshirt freshman, right? So he did a phenomenal job coming in, playing hard, laying the boom, and on top of that, he communicated. He has a really bright future. It's my neighbor, so I really like it as it is.
Can I get a quick follow-up to that? Is that all right? Just having Avalos in the booth, what was that like? 'Cause that's different than what you guys experienced last couple of years, right?
It doesn't make much of a difference for me. He's not my position coach. If he was my position coach, it'd probably be a little awkward, a little weird, because I like his voice in my ear. But we have a signal caller, changes all the time, and it didn't really mean much to me. But it was nice to have a up top view, so the safeties and linebackers, they can communicate to us what to be ready for.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
You guys?
Thanks, Mark.
Sure.